Hi, I'm Ray, and you are watching The Buzz. On today's show, we have Kosarin to talk new music and adulting. Then we have the young cast from the world of dance to give us all the details on their audition. Next, we have Aiyana to talk about mental health during this time of quarantine. And finally, in our artist spotlight, we have Lalama to talk about creating success using social media. Happy 4th of July! Roll that intro.
Hey, my name is Kosarin. Let's get buzzed.
Kosarin first jumped on the scene playing Phoebe on the Thundermans, and now she's in the next phase of her life as a recording artist, releasing new music and now an EP called Songbird. We catch up with her at home to talk about all of her music, life, and being a superhero. And what's next? Take a look.
All right, what's up? I'm Kosarin, and I am a recording artist and actress.
I wanted to be your first and last, but baby, that first love never lasts. Are we so wrapped up in the memory? Are we both okay? We pretend to be. It was only perfect in the past, 'cause the first love never lasts. No.
So music came first for me as a human, and acting came first for me as a career, if that makes sense. I started writing music when I was really little, ended up booking a TV show when I was 14 that lasted until I was 20. And the whole time I was on the show, I was writing music and nobody really knew. So then when the show ended and I started putting out music, people were like, wait, you started singing? And I was like, I've been singing, you just didn't know. When I was really little, like the first song I ever wrote, I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and it was called Go With The Flow. And it was terrible. It was like, 4 notes on a piano. I think the first like real song that I ever wrote that I was really proud of when I was like 14 or 15 and like had my first real crush and started writing like cheesy little Taylor Swift love songs. I always write based on my real life. I'm a singer, but like I think in my own mind, I almost consider myself a writer before a singer. I generally, when I'm writing songs, I come from a point of view of like, how can I best tell this narrative? Not like, how can I best show off my runs? And like, if that happens as a side effect, then dope. But like the priority is storytelling for me usually. And since I'm very much inspired by my own life, yeah, that tends to happen as a default. I've actually been in a situation a couple times where it was like so obviously about the person that I've actually like given them a heads up and been like, hey, just so you know, I took some creative liberties with this, but like, we're all good. Because just I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to have bad blood with anybody and just wants everybody to feel like happy and respected all the time. It's like very important to me, almost to a ridiculous level. So yeah.
The police will take it from here.
Wait! I love you! I mean, who are you?
I'm Thunder Girl.
So, I started the show when I was 14, and one of the things that really drew me to the character when I was that young was that we were just very similar. She was just kind of a very, like, energetic, bright, positive, like, type A, driven, happy-go-lucky kid, which is really what I was when I was that young. Obviously, over the years, I grew and changed a lot from that, and she sort of stayed the same. But I couldn't help but kind of infuse pieces of myself into her over the years, just because I grew up, naturally. But yeah, it was a whole. It was from age 14 to 20, so like it was my whole adolescence really working on that show. I'm still acting. I'm still auditioning, and I've been developing a series for the past couple years that. Obviously things got put on pause with Corona, but I'm hoping to get up and running hopefully in 2021. So I'm still got my eye on the prize a little bit on that side, but the music's definitely my focus. In an ideal, goal for my whole life situation, I'm going for like a, Childish Gambino, Janelle Monáe kind of situation where like I'm just doing both and making it work, You
always said I'd break your heart. Ain't it funny how the road roles reversed. I should've known it from the start. I was never gonna put me first. No use in holding you from afar. If I'll just be opening other scars. If missing me so, then there isn't much else I can do.
Staying creative has been, interestingly enough, the easiest part for me. I think part of that is just because the worse my mental state is, the better my songwriting is. Because, you know, songwriting for me has always been therapy. I've never had a diary in my whole life. It's like when I have, you know, an emotion in my head that's overwhelming and I can't figure out how to process it, I articulate it by turning it into a song. So I spent a lot of quarantine sort of alone in my apartment with this is my piano right here. You can't see it, but my piano and my guitar is just sort of pouring my heart out. That's not to say, you know, quarantine hasn't been hard in other ways. Of course it's been tricky, but like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I'm very privileged and lucky and safe and, you know, supported. So I've really had a pretty easy go of it compared to what it could be. So my new EP, Songbird, this is one of the merch pieces, also not planned, just happens to be sitting here. Songbird is coming out July 15th. 4 of the singles on it have already been released. And it's been really cool. You know, the songs were done before Rona, but none of the visuals were done yet. We had all these music videos planned. We had all of these really like high, you know, big production, solid budget things planned out. And then, you know, Corona hit, and it sort of forced me into this mindset of a DIY situation. And at first I was kind of scared about that. And the more it went on, the more I realized it was sort of a gift for this project, because the whole idea behind Songbird, and I can go into the meaning behind the title and everything if you want, but the whole idea behind Songbird was that it's a very intimate, vulnerable project. It's like my diary. It really is just like journal entries from my life and very personal, you know, kind of cathartic music for me. And so having the opportunity to make these videos, that was just like, I hiked up to a mountain with my phone and my guitar and my laptop and filmed myself recording, and like that was a music video for First Love Never Lasts. And we shot this Something to Look Forward to music video in my parents' living room on the piano that I grew up writing music on. And like things like that, I was kind of really grateful actually to have that opportunity. So it worked out. All my social media is Kira Kosarin, KiraKosarin. All of my music is on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Pandora, SoundCloud, anywhere you can possibly imagine. All of my social medias have like a link in my bio that takes you to anything you could possibly need. YouTube too. Basically just look for my name and you'll probably find me. I'm not too hard to find, and everybody is kind of always welcome in my little social media world. So come through. We're a positive, happy little family for the most part. Hey, my name is Kira Kosarin, and you've just been buzzed.
Songbird drops July 15th, so make sure you check it out. And don't go anywhere. We have the dance group, The Young Cast from the world of dance, up next. Stay tuned.
Again today, I don't wanna rain on your parade. I'm tired of tears, feels like
The world of dance is underway with a twist. The dancers thought they were auditioning for the producers of the show, only to find out that they are front and center in the presence of judges Neo, JLo, and Derek Huff. We have one of the dance groups moving on called The Young Cast to give us all the details about their experience. Let's take a look.
Yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Hi, my name is Philip.
Hi, I'm Imani.
And I'm Tommy.
We started as a bunch of young groups, and we came together so like a cast, and we're all young, so the cast.
Well, it was awesome. We really had fun, but it was so much work. But we're so happy to see like the results on TV.
And everyone at the competition were so nice. The production, the other acts were so nice, and it was such a good atmosphere, and everybody has such good chemistry together. So it was really cool.
We thought we were dancing in front of producers, and the fact that JLo, Neo, and Derek were there was just overwhelming. We were amazingly surprised.
We were already nervous because obviously we thought it was producer, but we kept in mind that it didn't matter who was in front of us, who would give our all, but sure when we come and it's the judges, there's another nervousness that comes with it. So yeah.
Well, we prepared our number for like the first real audition to come into the show, but we like almost changed it completely. So yeah, for like the first piece we were more prepared, but for the others we were just like creating, and like our coaches were on fire, and we were just like always working for the other, because there was not many time between the round.
Yeah, it was really fast. There was not a lot of amount of time between like finishing the choreo and doing it in front of the judges.
The fact that we're always working, I mean, we really keep
we stay in good shape,
yeah,
because we work out so much. But some of us have training outside of dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do martial arts to help myself on flexibility and other stuff, and a bunch of us has like swimming and other different sports we do just to manage to keep up with dancing as much as possible.
You need to have a positive mindset. You need to never give up, because we tried many times and we made it. So it's always possible as long as you put a lot of effort in it.
We are the young cast, and you've just been buzzed.
The World of Dance returns Tuesday, July 14th at 10/9 Central on NBC. After the break, we have Aiyana to give us some insight on how to stay mentally fit under the stress of the COVID quarantine. Don't go away. Mental health advocate and licensed therapist Aiyana has created an online counseling platform that will prioritize the health of the needs of the African American community by providing 100% online professional counseling anytime, anywhere. It's like having a therapist in your pocket. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Aiyana Ma'at, and I'm the founder and CEO of Perspective Counseling and Therapy. And we are really excited. We are a platform particularly and specifically geared towards looking at African Americans and people of color and providing culturally competent counseling 100% online or via our app. We're launching this summer, the latter part of this month to be exact. And this is a service where you will be able to have a therapist in your pocket, basically. I like to just keep it simple like that. All you need is your smartphone, your tablet, or your laptop or computer, and you'll be able to have ongoing access to your therapist through text messaging, through live sessions, audio, so that in real life, day to day, you can deal and heal in a way that really fits in with your lifestyle, but also because we are focusing on and prioritizing African Americans and people of color, that is relevant to you, that the person you're speaking with has some context for where you're coming from and what you're dealing with, and can really be able to provide things that will be helpful to you. It's not a hotline, it is literally therapy with licensed therapists, and so you will be able to have your own licensed therapist that you have ongoing. It is a subscription service. It's a one low monthly fee, much less as compared to traditional out-of-pocket costs in terms of counseling. So you will have that one concentrated, dedicated therapist for yourself for as long as you subscribe and you pay for the service. I started this though because I really do feel as though Black people specifically and people of color, we oftentimes are overlooked, we are sidestepped, or we're supposed to figure out how to fit into whatever the majority kind of mainstream thing is, you know, and there are not oftentimes places and spaces for us, as we've already talked about, where we feel comfortable coming with all of ourselves and being able to talk about who we are and what's going on for us. And Black people and people of color, we have a specific story, specific history. We're multifaceted. We're not all the same. And so How is it that I can, when culture is so important, and my experience, particularly here in America, is so important, and intersectionality. If I am a Christian, gay, Black man, how can all of that be addressed? Versus just parts of that. If I'm an African American woman, don't just talk to me about, and relate to me about my womanness, but what about my color? Those things are important to people. And I wanted to make sure that we could pull together and build a committed community of counselors who are really reflective of and valued the importance of culture and being seen. I think people need to be seen. And you do that by the folks who you pull together to be able to meet people's needs. So that was really the inspiration. So we say African American and the Black community, knowing that Black is a broader word, right? So for folks who are, of mixed heritage, biracial, what have you, have a white parent or what have you, absolutely, that's totally fine. We're not saying that we're not going to serve white folks. I mean, we will serve everybody. We will serve everybody, but we want to make sure that we are clear about the fact that we're prioritizing the needs of the Black community and people of color. So we are open to everybody. And I'll just add this little piece. To be culturally competent, sometimes folks just think, oh, that means that that's a person of color, or that means that that's a Black person because I'm Black. You can be Black and not be culturally competent. You can be white and be culturally competent, right? Like, it's really about a state of mind and an understanding of what folks need and meeting them where they are. So it's not really about race as much as it is about needs. And so that's I would think, an important piece too. So if you come onto the app, there will be a parental piece that has to be acknowledged. You can start receiving services at the age of 12 and up. So we don't do anybody under the age of 12, but there will be a piece where we will have to get parental consent. And then going forward from there, once you're 18, you're able to, obviously take access of the service. But you're going to start again by just coming to the website and going through a process of submitting some questions. We do know that in certain, it's different state by state because we're serving all 50 states. Certain states do not require consent for therapy for a kid once they're, for example, the age of 16. So we do know that there are differences there, and we're looking at being able to decipher some of that out so that we can pay attention to the needs of kids who want support, but they may not necessarily have the support system in the house to be able to do that. But at this point, we do need to have some level of consent so that we can make sure that everybody is safe when you're under the age of 18. As a social worker, having worked in the community for, almost 30 years now, there's a lot of folks who do not have the support that they need. And I just want to offer up too that if folks go to tryperspective.com/resources, there's a list of resources, particularly geared towards people of color, from text lines where young people can text, and I can send that to you as well. They can text to get support, or because they text all the time. There are hotlines, crisis lines, but they're some of the standard ones, but also ones for people of color. So I will definitely share that again with you.
If you want to know more, go to tryperspective.com. We still have more show to go. We have recording artist, influencer Christian Lalama up next in our Artist Spotlight. '16-year-old Christian Lalama is a rising R&B pop artist who's signed to Atlantic Records and had his first release with them in 2018. He's now using his recent TikTok success to promote his new project. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Christian Lalama, and you're watching the Buzz Artist Spotlight at home. I had just when I was a kid, there was just so many things I thought I was going to do. Originally, I thought I was going to be I think everyone thought this at one point, just a professional of whatever sport they love. So I thought I was going to be a big hockey player or piano player or something, because piano is where I originally started. But after I kind of figured out I could play piano and sing at the same time, that's when I really started to take it seriously and stuff. And so after that, that's kind of just when I kept grinding with it and kind of realized that singing was something that I kind of wanted to take as a profession. The first cover that actually got me noticed by a marketing team or something was I did a cover of Ed Sheeran's Shape of You, and his whole team saw that and they reached out to us, and we did a little campaign for it. And that was kind of my first experience with actually getting noticed, stuff like that. honestly, it was just a cover that I really like the song, and you never know. You always just gotta hope for the best. But yeah, it was really cool that ended up actually happening. Well, I've been doing this for a while now, and from the very beginning, we just went like really hard on it. There was like one year where on YouTube the entire summer, instead of like doing a bunch of stuff, I was just making videos and posting them every single day, editing them every night, and like I just kind of like grinded super hard, and so I'm really glad to see that I actually got somewhere with it. So yeah, honestly, when you just put in the work, like a lot of it too, things will end up happening. Now that I'm actually with a record label now, so we've started to get much more like organized and stuff. So for the last like year or so, I've been living in LA and in the studio like I don't know, even like maybe like 4 days a week. It's just been like a lot lately, so we've been just grinding out a ton of songs, and we're coming out with like an EP or album very soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But it's starting to get much more like planned out.
Picture perfect, you don't need no filter. Gorgeous, make him drop dead, you a killer. Shower you with all my attentions. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Stay in the kitchen cooking up, got your own bread. Heart full of equity, you're an asset. Make sure that you don't need no mention. Yeah, these are my only intentions.
Sometimes you really never know what's gonna do well. As long as like people enjoy it is like what really matters to me. But if it does well, that's awesome. Maybe you get some new fans from it. But yeah, it's really difficult to actually know what's gonna like do super well on social media or not. Originally, I was like super active and like big on Musically, which is TikTok, but before the name change and like the restructuring and stuff. But yeah, I was super big on that, and then when it switched over to TikTok, I wasn't like I don't know. It's like it didn't click with me right away, but like lately I've been getting much more active on it. I love it. It's like it's a good platform. There's like a bunch of different types of audiences. There's funny videos, all that kind of stuff. So I really enjoy like being on TikTok. I'm starting to post more now that I'm in like quarantine and stuff. But I've always used Instagram. I've like just steady for the past like 6 or 7 years, just kind of been mainly on that. For TikTok, it's super unpredictable because like there's always like new trends and stuff like that coming up. So I'm gonna be honest, I honestly don't know because like it's just unpredictable. It's cool though. Like there's always like new stuff happening. It never gets like boring and stuff. I mean, I spend a ton of time just like scrolling through on my For You page and stuff, but I really couldn't tell you where I see it going, but I don't know. Yeah, once we kind of get back to LA and get moving again with things, we'll definitely be starting to kind of put together an album and get that out for you guys, because we've been kind of just recording a ton of stuff for the past like year, as I said earlier, and so now it's kind of time to piece everything together and I guess just release it at this point. So all my handles are just at Christian Lalama, and yeah, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. It's just my name. Oh yeah, and then also for Spotify and stuff, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, all the kind of like listening platforms. You can find all my originals and stuff on there. And yeah. Hi, my name is Christian Lalama, and you've just been buzzed.
That's all we have. Special thanks to Christian Lalama, Aiyana, the young cast, and Kosarin. Please practice social distancing, wear your mask, wash your hands, and we can beat this virus. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and double tap us on Instagram, all at The Buzz All Access. I'm Ray. Catch you later.
Be sad again today. I don't wanna rain on your parade. I'm tired of tears. Feels like I've been crying for years. And I've been on the verge of breaking down, searching for a piece of solid ground. The feeling is strange when you're busy waiting for change. Nothing's really wrong, but nothing's really right.
For more stories and extended clips, go to thebuzzallaccess.com. I'm Trey Rich, and you've just been buzzed.